One of the questions we get asked the very most is, do you have a therapist you can recommend for me? And while we wish that we knew of therapists in every single place, in every single part of the country, we don't. So what do we tell them instead, Mel?
We say check out BetterHelp because it's online, it's at a reasonable price, and you can be matched with a therapist within 24 hours. I've also used them, and they have been great. And if you don't like your therapist, guess what? Click, and get a new one.
Absolutely. It's so hard when you have an in-person therapist, if you're not clicking with them, to cut them off and get a new one. So that's not an issue with BetterHelp. So we always tell people to try BetterHelp. And if you use our promo code, which is
trybetterhelp.com/WWDN,
you get 10% off your first month.
Go ahead and try it out. That's trybetterhelp.com/WWDN. And you know what? I'm a big fan of doing therapy where you don't have to wear pants, but nobody knows about it.
Are you wearing pants right now, Mel?
I'll see you later. Bye. That's trybetterhelp.com/WWDN.
Well, hello, Mel.
Hi, Anita.
How are you?
I am less dead than you.
Oh, wait, less dead. Oh, yeah.
More alive.
I'm so tired. I need a nap so bad. But first, we have to do this.
I know. So, guys, we're here today because life's been crazy, and we're so excited that we're actually able to sit down.
Yes.
And share some things.
All the things. I also have 1,500 apps open on my phone. Not my phone, my computer right now. So I need to close those or else it's not going to be good.
We'll die. I've been in chart hell.
Chart?
Yeah, like music charts, like arranging.
I don't even know how to interpret that. Not a pie chart, not a graph chart.
A music chart with many instruments on it, like an orchestral chart.
Like an oboe?
Yeah, like oboe plus like 30 other instruments.
Tambourine?
I wish.
Oh.
This one doesn't have tambourine. I
Cymbals?
can put it in though. Yes.
Oh, always, right?
Yeah.
What is the song you're arranging?
It's a whole entire show for the 4th of July. And so that's coming up. And my friend who's doing it, he's like, hey, he flies by the seat of his pants all the time. And he's like, oh, yeah. Hey, I have to have some arrangements done. There's like 15 songs and it's in 7 days whenever he talks to me. Can you just do them? And I
feel like the musicians need more time. Don't they need more time to practice?
The people that he hired are really good recording session players, so they're used to just sight reading. Well, and I'm like making up a part because there's another piano player who's playing from a piano chart, and I'm looking at the piano chart, making up extra things. No, this is kind of how.
This is normal.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, especially for like pop musicians, but the orchestral players that are playing with us, they're good at reading and their parts aren't really that hard.
Is it a live show though?
Yeah, you want to come?
Is it Stadium of Fire?
No. Yeah, so that's happening and my eyes are on fire, but I'm supposed to also do an arrangement for the Songbook Academy, which is the following week, and that one is choral.
That's what I thought you were doing.
I don't remember the instruments because my brain is in the other project. It's like 13 instruments.
Pancake.
That's like big band kind of stuff. I don't know what's going to happen, but I just know when the due date is. And that due date is after this other show. So
I spend so much of my life like that. Like, just get through this thing and then you can worry about that thing. Like, I'm not even going to think about that thing until this thing is done. It worries people sometimes.
You'd be
and
a
I'm
great
like, don't
musician,
worry.
Anita.
I'll get to it eventually.
Yeah.
And it will be probably fine.
Yeah. Well, come join the musicians club because that's how we all function. It's like, I have this gig Friday. When do I look at the music? Maybe Thursday, maybe Friday morning. Okay, then I have another gig the next day. I'll deal with that when I'm done with the first gig. You could totally function really well.
Yeah, except for that I can't play anything.
Except tambourine.
Mel, guess what I got to do today?
What?
You're going to be so jealous.
It doesn't sound like it, though, because you've died today, so...
Well, first I rode my bike 1,000 miles, so that's why I'm really tired. I had to wake up at 4:30 in the morning to do it because it got too hot. So I didn't do it
Mm.
before it got hot. So
Where'd you go?
Francis Peak and then Bountiful Peak and then down home.
Good grief. All
Good
right.
grief. Yes, but that's not the exciting part.
Mm.
Then I got to take my son to the orthodontist. That's also not the exciting part. And then I got to take my 95-year-old grandpa to the doctor.
That was the exciting part.
That was the exciting part. Oh boy, that takes a little bit of patience, I'll tell you what. But he's the cutest, so it's okay.
We love him and his gas station.
Yes, he's 95 and he still goes to work every day, and his back has been hurting him. And like, his arm could fall off and he'd be like, oh, yeah, that's a pain in me a bit. So the fact that he's been complaining about it for a couple of months, I'm like, do you want to go to the doctor? He's like, might do.
Oh,
You know. So I'm like, I'm just gonna make an appointment for you, Grandpa. So then he goes and they're like, are you taking any medication for it? He's like, oh yeah. He doesn't talk like that at all. I don't know why I'm giving him that voice. I take a couple Tylenol in the morning. Like, oh my gosh, he can barely walk. But, you know,
this is Randy Randall's dad, right?
correct. This is Ron. Yeah.
Okay.
Ronald Randall.
I
Hmm.
hope that both of them live forever. If Randy follows in the footsteps of Grandpa Ron, then
Yeah.
it's going to be great.
I was also laughing because the medical person, the like assistant, was like, "Do you have any family history, like hereditary things?" And I was like, "He's made it to 95. Like, we're not worried about heart disease." You know what I'm saying? Like, he's made it past the family history section of this interview when you're 95. Like, who cares if, yeah. Anyway, it was funny. The kid's like, yeah, good point, good point. Like, don't ask him those questions. Anyway, that was my fun activity.
Well, you got done like 4 hours before I thought you were going to be done. So were you expecting a long situation?
I thought they were going to do an MRI, so I thought we would be there a lot longer, but we got to schedule that. So I get to go
Gotcha.
back to the doctor with him at least twice more.
Oh, you're going
So,
to play so much Candy Crush.
yep. Pretty much. Yeah. That was my so you're knee deep in charts or like waist deep, eyeball deep.
Eyeballs. My eyes aren't
Okay.
even working.
Okay.
Ugh.
And I was just hanging out with Grandpa Ron. Do you want to know what we're going to talk about today, Mel?
I'm really curious because you have the information and I don't.
Yep, I didn't tell Mel what we were going to do. I just sprung this on her. We get to interview widows, right? That's like what we mostly do. But the tricky thing about that is that we get to interview one widow at a time. And there are more widows in the world than one at a time. So I thought it would be fun if we surveyed more widows. And so we kind of got to interview like a bunch at once. Do you see the vision, Mel?
I see this, yes.
Yeah. So I just put some questions out on Instagram and asked for people's feedback and said, we want to share like a bunch of experiences at once. Now, I didn't ask them like the kind of questions we always talk about, like how did your person die and all those types of things, more about the experience of widowhood. So that's
I
what we're
like
going to talk
this.
about.
I'm excited.
I am too. And also, we had a lot of responses. So I'm not sure.
How's this gonna go? Is this gonna be a 4 hour long episode?
It's going to be a 4-hour
Because
episode.
listen, I gotta edit
So
this still
sorry.
tonight and I have charts. So if we could just make as little mistakes as possible,
Okay.
which never
Well,
happens,
yeah, never going to happen.
that'd be cool.
Nope. So the first question, should we just like jump right in? Or do you
Yeah.
have any other comments, concerns,
No, solutions, maybe.
connections?
No, but I would like to know the kinds of questions that you ask. So what's the first one?
The first question I asked was, what has the hardest part of widowhood been for you?
Mm.
And I was not entirely surprised by a lot of the answers, but some of them I read them and they make me so sad.
Should I guess on some of them?
Yeah. Do you want to give me what you think the top 4 are?
I think in the top 4 are parenting
Okay.
alone,
Yep.
parenting grieving children.
We're gonna do these. I'm not going to,
Rank.
what is it? Not rank. Best answer, worst answer.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say we're going to do these anonymously. So I'm not going to share who said it. I'll
Great.
just share some of the responses. So absolutely. I was widowed with 3 kids, 12 and under. So all of a sudden being a solo parent was tough. Raising kids alone. Uh, Parenting feels so isolating and lonely doing it without my husband. Generally lonely too. That was a clue, Mel.
Mm. So maybe another would be loneliness.
Yes, so many people. If I look down this list, loneliness, loneliness, the loneliness, loneliness, sad, the loneliness, and I don't want to repartner yet. Being by
Yeah.
myself, same as loneliness, loneliness, loneliness and separateness,
Jeez.
loneliness, loneliness. I mean, there are so many to say loneliness,
How did,
but
where did you do this Widow Wives Club or was this Instagram
Instagram,
poll? Okay, so you put a
yeah.
prompt up there and then people typed in the answer.
Correct. And I didn't give, for this question, I didn't give any like, it wasn't a drop down or multiple choice. So, a lot of supporting children or taking care of grieving children, lone parenting through grief, theirs and mine, physical impacts of grief, social isolation, and in-laws. Okay. Do you want to guess what another big one was?
Mm, money and jobs?
Yes. Good, Mel. It's almost like you've interviewed a bunch of widows or something.
Yeah,
Yes.
thanks.
You're welcome. Let's find one. One was supporting a family, and then another one was managing finances and making big decisions regarding our kids. And then one person said, the paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
Here, here are two, well, three, and then we'll go on to the next one. Trying to find joy amidst the sorrow. I feel like so many people can relate to that, especially in the early or even not the early
Yeah,
days.
when you're in the grind, the forever part of it.
Yeah. Being lonely, especially on weekends,
Oh,
which is so true. When we first started making the podcast, like we purposefully knew that weekends sucked. And so we always put the podcast out on Monday. So you had a little like boost, except for we haven't been as good about doing that, but we used to be good at
they've been on Tuesdays now.
it. But still, we tried for a while. And then accepting that plan B could be just as good as plan A. Ugh.
Mm,
If you figure that out, I feel like that's a big part of the battle, right?
yeah, it's depressing. I mean, we knew this already, but
I know. And it's also hard to see how many responses there are and just know how many people are like in the struggle.
does it tell you how many replies there are?
Yeah. There it's different for each answer. Like some had more answers than others.
Mm.
Okay, the next question I asked is what or who has been the most helpful in getting through it thus far? Um, the podcast. People
What?
answered that.
They did not.
They did.
That's awesome.
I know. I mean, it's kind of like not fair because
Thanks, and I'm sorry. Yeah, it's like from the podcast Instagram.
yeah. But we do appreciate that. And we are glad that we are able to help at least like some people. Grief groups on social media, family and friends, especially women have risen up around me more than I could ever have imagined. Books written by widows. Oh, this one's fun. Decorating my room crazy. And
I
my
like that.
boyfriend, who I met early on in widowhood.
Mm.
Surrounding myself with family and friends. This one's, ugh. Not, I don't mean to say it was a bad response, but it makes me feel sad. Me, no one knows what to do with us.
Oh, yep.
Ugh.
Yeah. I think this question is more varied on the answers because the first one, it's like a lot of people have similar struggles, but the
Mhm.
situations are so different that this question's really interesting.
Yeah, and then somebody just on top of that, no one. People don't get it. I've had to rely on myself. I lost my village the day he died.
Also that.
Ugh, no. That's so hard because you want everybody to have equitable support. And it's just a fact of widowhood that that's not true. Some people have harder situations than others, which is also tricky because we try not to play the grief Olympics ever,
Yeah.
but it sucks that people don't get the same amount of help in different situations. Ugh.
Yeah.
Being intuitive about grief, resting when I need to, crying, getting outside, yoga, whatever I need. And to piggyback on that one, connecting with nature, walking, and gardening. Except for not today because it's too hot.
I hate gardening so much outside, but I love that people can do it. I kill things and then I have to like
Yeah.
be outside working in dirt instead of playing. But I love those answers because I feel like you earn part of that where you have to figure out what grief does to you and then what do you do in this situation? Well, it might work a certain way one day and then the next time you have a grief spell, the same thing doesn't work. So the intuition, I feel like that's really insightful and intuitive. Really good. I approve of this. And then that's
You will
hard.
you will super approve of this one, and it's animals. All the
Ooh,
animals.
yes.
Yeah, a lot of family, like children and family. Oh, I love this one. Birding.
What?
Birding. Like
Like with
going
binoculars.
like looking for birds. I saw a giant great horned owl the other day. I've
Do you want?
never seen one of those in real
Oh,
life before. He was huge, or she. I don't know.
I saw one on the side of the road alive
Oh,
driving up to Snowbird at night one time with Scott
really?
on the ground. Just was like, I'm
On
hanging
the
out.
ground?
Yeah, like standing on the side of the freeway in the freeway shoulder.
I feel like that was a person in owl skinwalker suit.
What if it was a sign and it was like,
Yeah.
ooh, ooh, you're going to be a widow. Remember me. Stupid.
Who's gonna be a widow?
Do you
That's
want
what
to
he
hear
said.
my peacock call? Everyone shut your ears. It's annoying. Here we go.
I am just gonna say that 0% of the listeners today started listening to the podcast with the expectation that they would get a peacock impression.
I too did not have an expectation for that, and thank you.
For allowing you to have the opportunity.
Mm.
Side note, there are so many peacocks at the amusement park by my house. I don't understand why, but they walk around the whole thing and they scream at you.
Just like that, right?
Yes, except for you kind of do look like a peacock too.
Yeah, my hair color is very. Actually, we were talking about peacocks. That's why we did it this color. Um, do they all call at the same time? And sometimes it sounds like a peacock choir.
I have never heard them all call at once.
You know that I can see this keyboard right here. I can sample my peacock call and put it on each note and play a chord.
You maybe should do that for the songs you're working on. Nobody said you couldn't.
Hey, everybody, instead of bagpipes, it's peacock choir. What could be
Yep.
more annoying? It's a toss-up.
I don't think anything could be. Okay, we'll finish up with learning to breathe and not panic.
That's a hard one and very necessary.
Yes. Oh, I always like these questions because they're annoying but can also be kind of entertaining. What's the wildest thing somebody has said to you
Oh,
post widowhood?
these are the best and the worst.
I know. I kind of want to read all of these because they're so good.
How many are there? Like 53?
Okay. Oh, lots. Okay. Um, I was consulting to rehash my will and life insurance in the aftermath, and the consultant told me I was winning at life because I was getting ahead of the game, except I'm on round 2. Sorting these things out because the absolute worst thing happened. Oh, I thought they were going to say that they were like lucky because they got life insurance
Yeah.
or something like that. Ugh. There's a lot of the normals. What are the normals, Mel?
He's in a better place. Don't worry. You'll find someone else.
You're young. You'll marry again. Okay, that turned Siri on for
There's a
some reason.
there's a plan. God has a plan.
You can marry again. Oh my goodness. I'm
What?
worried because he's going to hell.
What? What? I want to talk to this person submitted it
You know who it
because,
is.
oh, really?
Yeah,
Well, the person sounds fun.
they are fun. I can I
You
can
can
tell you.
vouch.
Yep. Yep. There's a lot of he's in a better place.
He's in a worse
He's in a
place.
worse place.
Jeez.
Oh, love this for them. You need to stop asking for help.
Oh, okay. That's
Hmm.
cool.
I just no.
Or you could just say no as the person that doesn't want to offer help. Okay. What?
I know some guys who could be sperm donors if you want a baby.
Oh my God.
No, 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 no.
No. Pass.
A lot of are you dating yet? And a lot of the comparing my husband's death to husband who works out of town, husband being deployed, my dog dying, my grandma dying. Oh, now you can do all the things you've always wanted to do.
What does that mean? That you've always wanted to like have a destroyed life? This is your chance.
Oh gosh, there's so many good ones, Mel. Oh, okay. It's the margarine. It's killing everybody. I'm sorry.
Okay, that
It's
might,
really
that's
funny.
pretty great. I love these out of context too because they're just like nutty.
Okay. Everybody goes through hard things. Oh.
Not like, okay, whatever.
That my husband chose to die, even though he didn't die by suicide, and that my kids will be blessed by going through the tragedy of their father's death.
No,
No.
pass.
COVID didn't really kill people, right?
Come into our club and talk to people about that.
Oh.
You will not be met with
Oh,
a warm reception on that.
Mel, this one's directly for you. The show must go
Oh,
on.
yes.
Come rain or sleet or hail of snow, the mail must go through.
What? Hey guys, just checking in and want to say if you are enjoying this podcast,
And you want to see it keep going, maybe it's helped you through your widowhood journey and you think that it might help others on their widowhood journey, you can support that cause by joining our Patreon.
some of the things that you get as a Patreon beneficiary are ad-free episodes, so you don't have to hear ads like this.
You also get exclusive content, and at a certain level, you might also get an exclusive t-shirt. You can only get that place.
That is true. It's pretty cool. There are 4 different tiers available, so check it out. It's patreon.com/WWDN.
And as an extra bonus, very often you get your names read by one of my kids, and they will do a terrible job with the pronunciation. And that's like a bonus, I think.
I think it's kind of the best. I would much rather hear somebody butcher my name than say it correctly.
A child butcher it than an adult do it correctly. Yep. So go to patreon.com/WWDN to keep our podcast going and support the widowed cause.
Yes! Thanks, guys! Back to our regularly scheduled program.
Isn't that like the post office's
Yes.
motto?
Yeah, but like, okay, what's the scenario of the person saying the show must go on? They just like walk up to the person who's grieving and they said, I'm so sorry to hear about so and so. The show must go on. Let's get a new tenor for this part. It's
Yes.
fine. They're a dime a dozen.
I bet it was like, oh, I'm just so sorry about that. But the show must go on. Kind of a, thing.
I just don't know what to say.
This was said to me at my husband's viewing after he spent a week in the hospital fighting to live. You can't believe the hellish week I've had trying to get here.
Mm, cool.
Mm.
All right.
I didn't really love him if I could be happy now.
Yeah. Thanks for entering into widows' emotions. Anyway, because sometimes people feel guilty when they are alive and the person is dead, and that's uncool. Veto. I veto.
I vetoed that one. Aren't you over it by now, Mel? The show must go on. Let's go get some margarine.
It's a three-show day and the show must go on. Get the
Yes.
understudy.
The next question that we wanted to know was, what are you sick of people asking, or what would you just like tell people to stop asking you, or stop saying to you? A lot of how he died, the specifics of the death. Uh,
Interesting. Do you think
yeah,
that one is more if you're the one that wants to share it, it's okay? Because it helped me. I wanted to tell everyone what happened.
I think this is what happens a lot. So if you give out the information without being prompted, then I think that's fine. But I think a lot of times what happens is that maybe they find out they're widowed and then the people push further and then they're like, what happened? Right. And I feel like a good rule of thumb, tell me if you think this is true, Mel, is if you're talking to somebody who has experienced a loss like widowhood, if they offer up the information to you without you prompting, then it's fine to talk about it. But if they don't offer up the information, then and if it also means that they're not close enough to you to know the details, right? Um, then you don't ask further. Or if you are going to ask, then you maybe say something like, is it okay to ask about the details? And then if they say yes, then great. If not, then you just say, no problem. I always think it's a better idea to say, tell me about the person instead of how did they die? But that's just
Sometimes
me.
if I'm really caught off guard, what I'll say is, was it expected? Was it sudden? And then that's another prompter for if they do want to say anything. Most of the time that they do, because I think if they're talking to me, they already know that I've
That's
gone
a
through
little bit
stuff.
of a tricky thing for us. Yeah. But like it happens to me at work all the time. Every time I get a new patient. I actually was somewhere, I was sitting down somewhere and this person I didn't know came up to me and was like, hey, do I need to save a spot for your husband? And I was like, a chair. And I was like, definitely not. He's definitely not coming. He is super unhelpful these days in showing up to events. It was very funny.
Did they know he was dead after
No.
that? But like
Oh,
after,
then I was like, oh, he died. And
and then
so
did they go pale white?
no, but they did not press for any other details. And so that was just the end. And I laughed. I was like, ah ha ha. Like he doesn't need a seat. You can sit next to me. And then it was a little awkward, yeah.
With Scott's death, because it was just so weird. Like, who dies after a tonsillectomy, right? I do like to talk about it because it's such a kind of routine surgery, even though it's more high risk for adults, that it's interesting watching people's reaction to learning how he died. And
Hmm.
here's something weird that just happened. Somebody was asking about him a couple weeks ago, and they knew that he had died, and they knew one of our friends who was a mutual friend of theirs. Oh, we were talking about the hospital where he was, and the person said, "Oh yeah, like I've been in that hospital too. Like they're not awesome." And then I told more of the details, and then the person looked at me with total shock and said, "Oh my gosh, that's so horrible. I thought that he had just died from cancer or something." And I was like, okay, it's a good thing you're talking to me and not to somebody who actually lost somebody from cancer, because that's a whole shit show in and of itself. But it's like, why did it make it,
Yeah, why is that better?
is it because people are more used to hearing of people dying from cancer and it's more shocking that they die from a tonsillectomy? Because
Maybe
a
it's because
cancer
they
death
thought
is
it was
the,
expected.
I guess, and then kind of maybe not thinking of or bypassing the whole journey of watching the person die and getting a diagnosis and being a caretaker.
I was just going to say, and just for the record, it doesn't make it better because you expected them to die. They
No.
still die in the end, and it's the worst. So
sorry to all the long-term illness and short-term illness people out there. That's wow.
And like for the assumption that it's better somehow. We've talked about this before, Mel, too, that you and I, we're in our own brains and we're so open about it that sometimes it catches us off guard that people aren't open about it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's definitely people. There are a lot of people who don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And especially to people who aren't close enough to them that they already know.
Do you think that they would feel that way about grief civilians, and that if they are in a, like, say, for example, a widow hangout, then they would be willing to be open?
I'm going to say yes and no. Like, I think that probably it's a higher rate of being willing to share and be open. But I do think that we have people who are in the Widow Wives Club who don't reach out and don't talk and don't want to share their stories. So
some are complicated too, because maybe they
there's
don't know all the story, or it's like not something that they want to remember.
I also think that society has labeled some deaths as shameful. And so, like, people don't want to get into that with strangers or with people that they don't know very well. So, I mean, I could totally understand for a lot of people, it's like, I don't really want to go into that with this person who doesn't know my person and doesn't know the good parts about them and is only getting the death part, and the death part has some societal shame to it. So
I think also too, when you are going to tell somebody about what happened, you have to factor in how much time the conversation might take. And sometimes I know for me, I'm like, no, I'm tired and I don't want to talk very long. And this will spark a very long conversation.
Okay, but on the flippity flip flop side,
okay, what?
Other people said, I wish that they asked more about it or talked about it and pretended that it didn't happen. No, that they didn't pretend
that it happened.
That it
didn't pretend it didn't happen. Wait. Yeah, I think
you know what we're saying, right? Yeah. Because some people don't acknowledge it and they just like, oh, we're just gonna pretend everything's fine. And it's also like acknowledge the elephant in the room. Yeah. So that's a bit tricky, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Anita, I hear we have a store.
Oh, we sure do. We've actually had it for quite a while. It's called the Snarky Grief Shop, and it's where you will find all of our best grief merch. That is, yes, a little snarky. For instance, it's where you will find the official widow card that you can pull and use at your convenience.
You can put it in your wallet, and anytime you need to use it, pull it out, play the widow card.
Yeah, we have glow-in-the-dark stickers. We have shirts that say, be nice, my husband is dead. We also have the ones that are not quite as jarring, so that you can wear them out in public and not feel weird. But sometimes you need that shirt.
I wear my be nice, my husband is dead to bed because I'm a little scared to go in public with it. But you've worn it on airplanes before with your kids.
Yeah, every time we go to the airport, I wear that shirt because I'm just like, listen, I got to get all these kids through security. Just be nice to me. Thank you so much. And it's worked for the most part.
Some of the less snarky grief shirts are podcast shirts or Widow Wives Club. We also have Resilient AF, right, Anita? What else do we got in there?
Yeah, which we're telling everybody who cares, like Mel's mom, that means American fork. Mm-hmm. Because she can't know what it really means, guys.
Yeah.
Stickers and mugs and notebooks and just cool stuff that you can use to express your snarky grief. You'll find it by going to our website, shop.widowwedonow.com. There's a lot of W's in there, so just make sure that you've counted them and there's the right number.
We will link to that in the show notes, and it's also in our app, which you can get from the App Store. Can people get it from our regular website too?
Yes, if you go to widowwedonow.com, there's a link for the shop in there too.
Great. If you'd like to show your snark or have something a little more subtle, go ahead and check that out. Again, that's
shop.widowwedonow.com. Oh, so many about um when are you gonna date? Have you started dating?
Barf.
Are you thinking? Oh, good news.
What?
Melanie passed the Fago exam.
What is that?
I know it's an organ, so she can be a
Like a
ACOG.
kidney? What?
No, no, the organ, the
Oh.
musical. Do you like that I'm wearing a
What is that? What is that?
It's like a squirrel paw.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Um, my little sister just passed an exam to become a very fancy organist.
That's
The
pretty great.
American College of Guild of
Of
Organists.
I don't
American, I don't
know.
know. Okay. Anyway,
I play
sorry.
the other style of organ, so I know
Yeah.
nothing. Congrats.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, lots of dating. Lots of dating. Oh, here's another one that's a little bit tricky. How am I doing? You know how I'm doing. I don't know how to answer that question. It's the stupidest question. That one's really tough
I
because
like to just say bad. Well, I'm not right now, I'm not bad, but at the time it's like, I'm bad. I'm medium bad. I don't know.
medium
I'm
rare.
alive. I'm here.
I mean, we ask each other how you're doing, but also we're past the expiration date of acute widowhood, I think. So, I don't know. Ooh, this one's an all of these are so hard. I feel bad sometimes for grief civilians because like you can't do anything right. Um, asking me if I need anything instead of just like doing it. That
N-
one's a tricky one.
Nobody knows what they need and they don't have energy to reach out,
Yeah.
but also people want to help. I get it.
Yes.
Ooh.
But it's like it's on the spectrum. Would you rather have people ask you if you need something as opposed to crickets?
Yeah, I would rather have them ask. You can always say, I don't know, but if you have an intuition about it, will you follow through on it?
I think that's such a good answer, Mel.
That's what I used to tell people because I go, I can't even think straight. But you might be able to. Yeah.
Yeah. Donuts.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Reach out if you need help. Not gonna reach out.
Mm-mm.
Okay, this one was fun. So I asked how helpful their employer was in the aftermath, and I did it on a sliding scale. And you get to choose the icon, not the icon, the emoji that's like the indicator. And guess what icon slash emoji I used?
Skull,
No,
an axe.
poop, the poop emoji.
Best.
Um, most of the people were on one end of the spectrum or the other end of the spectrum, like very helpful, very unhelpful, and there were only a few in the middle. But you know what?
What?
In the end, it skewed more helpful.
Hmm.
That makes me a little bit happy.
So did it give an average then of that?
Yeah. Yeah. And the average, I would say, was like the 75% good
Ah,
on the
hey.
poop emoji employer helpfulness scale.
I wonder how many people read the question and are self-employed and it didn't apply. That would be me.
That's well, were you very supportive of yourself
I
as
just
your
stopped
own
working
employer?
because I couldn't.
Well, there
Yeah.
you go.
But I didn't get any money for it, like paid leave. That's another thing.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, same question. Well, not same question. Same format. And this time I did how is your widow's fire or rate your widow's fire? And the scale went from nada on one side to I need to seek professional help on the other side. This is funny because it's kind of looks a lot like the employer question. Like a lot of I need professional help and quite a few nadas. No, there's more in the middle. Okay, there's more in the middle. A lot more in the middle.
What is the result?
The final outcome is also about 70%.
Okay.
So I would not have predicted that, but I like
Hmm.
it. What, if anything, have you learned about yourself because of widowhood? I'm excited to read these because these are a little bit more positive and helps you feel like, okay, it's going to be okay. That I can do all the hard things. I'm not a sympathetic nurse. Sick, don't come over here. Feeling sorry for yourself, get over it.
Yes.
Oh, I love these. My give a damn has completely gone away. I literally don't care what people think about me anymore.
I love it.
I'm learning to put boundaries in place and I should myself a lot. I'm changing that. I'm capable of a lot of shit being flung at me. I need community. God created us to live in community with others. I like sleeping alone. Guys,
Nobody's bothering you.
sometimes I don't disagree with that. Ooh, this is interesting. I was not easy to love. My husband was an angel for loving me for 11 years. I feel
Oh,
sorry for him, actually.
oh.
I feel like we need to talk more to that person.
Yeah, email us.
I have strength no one can take away from me.
Yes, sir, ma'am.
Yes, I'm braver and more independent than I thought I was. But on the flip side, I'm not as independent as I thought I was.
Mm.
So I feel so incredibly guilty for resting, but now it's something I need to do to survive.
Yep.
I'm a warrior. I'm resilient and braver than I think. I'm trusting myself to figure things out. Post-traumatic growth is real. I am stronger and more fragile all at once. That's very
Ooh.
poetic.
Yeah.
If someone or something isn't adding to my life, I'm okay with letting them go. That I need to evolve and I'm fine in solitude. You can do this. Sometimes you got to try something different, but you got this. Breathe. It's okay.
These are good.
Yes.
I like all of the growth mindsets of this.
A lot of resilience, mentions of resilience and strong, even though we hate the word strong.
Maybe they like the word strong now.
Well, I feel like this is kind of on that same note as asking about it, asking about like their death situation. If we assign strong to ourselves, I think it's a great word,
Yeah.
but I don't think that we like it when it's assigned to us. I can do this. I don't want to do this, but I can to give myself grace and not put so much pressure on myself. That I'm a badass. I think we'll end with that one. I love those.
Yeah, those are great.
Post traumatic growth is a thing, even when we kind of wish it wasn't a thing. Okay, this one is what things have you deleted from your life?
People and apps. That's mine.
People that were negative Nancy's. Ain't nobody got time for that energy. Keeping up with all the married friends and their doing. I can't do that anymore. I have deleted listening to noise and people's opinions about how I should live my life, doing things I don't really want to do. The home we shared, his vehicles, most of his clothes, friend drama, religious guilt. Oh, my old Facebook and Instagram accounts. I have a reminder of a life that's not mine anymore.
Hmm.
Music, movies, and TVs with any kind of romance, large, loud spaces. I
Yeah.
can, like, that seems like a practical one.
Yes.
Not necessarily something that they probably wanted to get rid of, but has needed to be done. Their side of the family. Yikes. Excess stuff and people-pleasing tendencies. Making things more complicated than they need to be. Anybody who is uncomfortable having real conversations. My threshold is so low for nonsense.
That is me.
Except for unless you're going to be a peacock, that kind of nonsense you're here for.
Oh, yeah. I love like shenanigans, but nonsense where people are being stupid and not thinking critically. I can't. I'm over it.
Like drama and
Dumb crap, little crap.
yeah,
Yeah.
teenage like immaturity. Not real teenagers, they're fine, but when adults act like that, there's a lot of in-laws on here, Mel, and false friends.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, so many people.
Yes, also
Period.
that. Yes.
Working in the corporate world, now work in the charity nonprofit sector, which is more meaningful to me.
Nice.
Guilt. Ugh, that's if you can get rid of guilt. Chasing people who don't put effort into me or my son. Oh, this is me too. Too much time spent cleaning. Just kidding. I never spent too much time cleaning ever.
Now you just never regret any of your choices before. You're like, I've been here all along.
You
I
know
was
what? What
right.
it really is now there's not another witness who can be like, it's messy. Nobody knows except for everybody knows now. And also the people who come over to my house. But yeah. Okay. Next, what have you added to your life? A dog,
A peacock.
a dog or three.
Yes. Oh, that's me. Who is that person? They should be friends with me.
Um, a community of widow sisters, better boundaries, travel with my kids, and appreciating life. A whole additional circle of friends and live music for the collective effervescence. Oh,
Ooh,
yes.
good vocab word.
A new job. Oh, that one's a tricky one because it might not be seen as a positive addition. So, a lot more crying, a lot more therapy. Yes. Um, my widow friends. Other than meeting other widows, sadly, nothing yet. Oh, that's a hard place to be in, but like
Maybe sleep.
hard
You
to
can
be
add more
patient.
sleep.
Everything my husband used to do, paying people to help with the house and yard. Yes, that's so frustrating.
Oh man,
Ugh.
I cannot even think about managing all that
Oh,
house stuff. If you own a house,
yes.
are you okay, Anita?
My lawn looks so bad. I have been trying so hard this summer to make my lawn not be terrible. Have I succeeded? 75%, which is better than last year, which was like 40%.
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Would you ever get fake grass?
Oh, my neighbor did it. And my neighbor's a widow. And she was like, I ain't got time for this nonsense. And
Yep.
I didn't even know, but she has like the what is it, turf?
Yeah,
AstroTurf?
I would totally
Yeah.
do it if I had a house.
I don't know. You can't tell from like a long way away, but when you get closer, you can definitely tell. But Mel, this is
What?
well, but would you get it with a dog?
Yes, it drains.
Really? It,
Yeah,
I
you
feel
could
like it would
wash it
just get
off.
like poop, dog poop stained.
Well, it does, but I think there's little holes in there. I've read about it because I for a minute was reading about it
Thinking,
and saying like,
yeah.
"Mom, you should get this because then you don't have to mow lawn, and Utah
Hmm.
isn't a desert. You don't have to
Yeah.
water, and this and that." And she didn't want to do it, so I read about some of it.
All I know is that you cannot eat sunflower seeds on the artificial turf.
Why?
I don't know. All I know is that you go to any high school because I was trapped at all the track meets this year, and all of them have signs everywhere that say no sunflower seeds on the
That
football field
is
because it's
weird.
all artificial turf
Is there such a thing as a vacuum for the turf?
for the sunflower seeds.
Yeah, for anything. Leaves.
Oh, there's got it. I don't know. I think it's because the sunflower seeds don't decompose like they would in the lawn. And so then you just have like all sunflower seed, not the seeds, but the shells that people spit out.
Mm.
Mel, we have traveled from edge to edge today.
Yeah. Yep.
Peacocks, artificial turf, all of it.
Vacuum for your lawn.
Okay. Remember, we're doing what people have added. And this one I wholeheartedly say yes to. DoorDash,
Oh, yes.
Instacart,
Yes.
Amazon.
Yes.
This is an important one. Grace for myself to have bad days and crying. I never used to cry.
Crying sucks. I know. I hate it
No.
too. I'm in solidarity with that person.
Dancing lessons, yes.
Cool.
Dating, oh, that gives me anxiety. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Cats,
Mm.
the ability to say no. Confidence, a worldwide widow tour. I bet you can't guess who that is.
Ha.
Pursuing a doctorate. That's
Wow.
rad.
That is.
The ability to sit with emotions. Okay, I love those because most of those are pretty positive, I would say, especially DoorDash. Oh, we should have ended with that one, Mel, because these ones are like not as happy. Maybe you can squiggle them around. Probably not.
No,
Okay.
I don't have time. I have charts. This is on you, Anita. Maybe we can
Okay.
add our own uplifting ones at the
This
end.
one, this one's another bad one. What physical problems have you had because of grief and or stress?
All of them.
Weight gain, the tummy troubles, weight fluctuation, so many wrinkles because of crying, lack of sleep, teeth grinding,
Oh,
vertigo. This is like going to
whoa.
become a like a medical journal.
Yeah.
Insomnia, clenching my tooth too hard and giving myself sensitive teeth.
Oh.
Gray hairs at 35. Fatigue, yes. Stress. Oh my gosh. Stress
Stress?
threshold. That reminds me of the rural juror.
The rural juror.
The rural juror stress threshold has dramatically risen.
Barbara
Reduced.
Walters and the rural juror.
The rural juror. Boys becoming men. Men
Men
becoming
becoming
wolves.
wolves.
Okay.
If you
don't know
know
what we're talking
what
about,
that show's from, you're a friend.
you win a prize. High blood pressure, fatigue, depression.
Wait, Anita, remember how there was a peacock on that show? Argus.
Full circle.
Okay, thanks.
Disrupted sleep, weak immune system, getting sick at least once a month now instead of once a year. Oh, that's so sucky. Migraines, gallbladder removal, back problems, exhaustion, heart issues.
Fart issues?
Probably, but I said heart issues. Nausea and dizziness, brain fog. Oof. Lupus flares, thyroid issues. Seriously, this is like you could just open WebMD and all of just like throw up dart.
I
Don't
have
do
a
that.
would you rather for you.
Okay, tell me.
Would you rather be with a partner that has heart problems
Oh,
but is free to live life normally? Or
okay.
would you rather have a partner with a fart disorder and you're never able to be away from them and you can't plug your nose, but they have no other health problems, but they smell so bad?
I'm gonna go with fart disorder.
Okay.
I feel like you would get used to it and it would be okay. It would be more uncomfortable for the people around, I'm gonna say. Oh my gosh.
Maybe that's a good place to end.
It was funny. Yeah, basically every single thing on the entire planet is listed there. Okay, this one is another interesting one. Did you find comfort in religion?
I predict it was divisive.
It wasn't, it was divided. Yes.
Divided.
Like, here's, I never found religion comforting, but I have found spirituality in widowhood helpful, unhelpful, very comforting, unhelpful, nope, unhelpful, comforting, very, very unhelpful. It's a mix. Hurtful, nope, unhelpful, not at all. Both, somewhat, comforting,
Yep.
comforting, no, yes, God, Jesus, yes, yes. Without my faith, I'm not sure I would have hung in there. No religion, nope. Oh my goodness.
Polarized.
Yeah.
Just as religion is in topics at the dinner table during holidays.
So interesting. That's so crazy.
And politics. Did you ask? Please tell me you did not ask a
I
politics
did
question.
not ask about politics. I couldn't have dealt with the answers anyway. So
Too
yeah.
stressful.
Yes. Thank you everybody for sharing your experiences. I wish we would have done the like growth stuff at the end, but I wasn't thinking that clearly.
Yeah, our brains are not working in an order that is appropriate. So there you
I
go.
don't think they ever are, to be honest. So
Nope. Well, I hope that everybody has a holiday in the US of the 4th of July that they need to have. And if they don't want to participate or don't like it, then I hope you have a nice time hiding out in your house. And for our international friends,
Have a regular day.
have a great Friday.
Yep. I got to go to the parade, Mel.
Right now?
So no, but on the 4th of July, so they'll throw candy at me.
Oh, yeah.
I love some candy.
That's where you get your yearly stock. Come to my gig, Anita.
Will they throw candy at me?
I don't know. I can bring some and I'll throw it at you from my keyboard.
I kind of love saltwater taffy, just so you know.
Good. It's so good.
I once ate so much at a parade, I threw up on myself, but I was like 10.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
like
you were 30.
Nope.
I was driving the other day and I saw a van with the Taffy Town logo on it because the Taffy Town taffy is made in Salt Lake City.
Yeah. Last year in the parade, there was the best quote unquote float of all time. And it was this local company that does like bra fittings. And so it was just this truck and they had like bras hanging all over it.
Did they throw them out? Like,
no, but and like in the back of the truck were these two like older ladies just like sitting in lawn chairs. I was like,
that's the best. Anita, when we're in that age group, can we be those people at the end?
Yeah. Because do you know that you can just make a float out of nonsense? We could make a peacock, a widow peacock float, and nobody would tell us no.
You could pull us with my electric bike.
I thought you were going to say a camel for some reason.
I think you need to have some dinner and a nap.
I think I do too.
I'm going to release you from your duties.
Guys, check out the Widow Wives Club. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/WWDN.
If you're lonely, which it sounds like everybody is, please check it out. The Facebook club. Wow, I can't talk. What is it? It's a group, not a club, but it is a club. The Widow Wives Club on Facebook. Go to Facebook. Yep. You'll find it. And if you would like, you could buy us tacos. buymeacoffee.com/widowwedonoww.
And always a nice rating and review. And until we get to talk to you again, I'm Anita.
I am Mel.
You're two young widows. We are just trying to figure out widow.
We
do.
Happy now.
Mel.
Yeah.
We have a major announcement to make.
Go for it.
Did you know that right now all plans on Mint Mobile are what?
$15 a month.
Okay, that's truly ridiculous. Do you know how much regular cell phones are?
Yep.
$1 bazillion a month. 15 is less than that.
New customers get 3 months of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month if you sign up right now. And guess what? I use it. I love it. I've used it all over the country, all over the world, and it's great. And if you're wondering about phones, they have those available as well, or you can just port your own number and your current phone over to Mint Mobile. They make it so easy.
So if people are interested in trying out Mint Mobile, how can they go about doing that?
Go to trymintmobile.com/WWDN. And you know, it's interesting. When my dad died, we actually put his phone on a Mint Mobile plan because it kept his number going, but it was $15 a month. So there you go. And there's different storage plans, but you might as well just get the unlimited because it's $15 a month.
Absolutely. All right, go try it today.
That's trymintmobile.com/WWDN.